This is the new third generation CTS V, and with 640 horsepower, this is a big deal. In fact, this is the most powerful car Cadillac has ever produced in their entire history. We're here in Wisconsin. We're going to drive it to Road America to take it on the track. But before we do that, let's find out more about it. Everything about this car has been designed for performance. Starting from the front, the Cadillac emblem has been downsized, the mesh in the grille has been redesigned, and there are larger openings than the standard CTS. All this combined allows for more than 50% more airflow. Other openings are strategically placed for coolers and for brake vents. All the airflow has been managed on the top and on the underside to allow for the most efficient routing of fresh and dirty air, making the CTS-V very slippery. All CTS-Vs get carbon fiber hoods, but if you opt for the carbon fiber package, you get more exposed carbon fiber, a larger front lip and rear spoiler, as well as other carbon fiber goodies. By the way, all these ground effects aren't just for show, but they're completely functional. The V also gets special 19-inch alloys wrapped with sticky performance Michelins and quad-tip exhaust. Now, anyone will appreciate the interior of this new CTS. Starting off right in the center, you have a specific a CTS V gauge display. It's all LED. It's really easy to use. Plus, it's also customizable. In the middle here, you have a revised Cadillac Q system. It's a lot faster. It includes Apple Play now. But the best thing about the interior is there's all the creature comforts that you would find in a luxury automobile. The fit and finish, the materials are definitely first rate and they look very modern. This one here has an Alcantara roof liner, looks really smart. Standard are 20-way adjustable seats, but for $2,300 more, you can opt for the Recaro seats. Now, the best thing about the Recaros is that you can adjust them 16 different ways, so it doesn't matter what your body shape is, most likely you will find a comfortable position. Also new, 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot built into the car. You have wireless charging and a multi-camera system with curb view, so you don't have to ding up that nice diffuser in the front. Also, you get a performance data recorder. We'll get to that a little bit later when we're on the track. In the back, there's plenty of legroom for full-size adults, and of course, the trunk holds a ton. This is definitely a car that you could go for a long drive in. It's very comfortable. The CTS V is now powered by a 6.2-liter supercharged engine, putting out 640 horsepower and 630 foot-pounds of torque. All that power is matched to an all-new 8-speed automatic transmission.
It has the all-new GM 8L90 transmission, which is 12.5 kilos or 27.5 pounds lighter than the 6-speed it replaces. It's capable of 630 pound-feet of torque. It's got response times for shifting that are equivalent to the fastest DCTs in the business, yet it has the refinement that you'd expect from an automatic and that you get from Cadillac.
Time to take this guy for a drive. First off, let's just start her up and, oh yeah, you hear that? In the exhaust, there are valves that when you first start off, they actually open up and they start closing up when you're in the touring mode. By the way, there's multiple modes. There's touring, sport, sport plus, track, etc., like on most cars nowadays. And when you get into the sport mode and the track modes, those valves open up even more often, letting this car scream like it really wants to go. So, in we go. Surprising thing, when you hop into the CTS V and you have it in touring mode, other than when you start it up, it has that little rumble with the valves open. It's a very easy driving car, especially, you know, a lot of people might think 640 horsepower, you know, it's gonna be a lot to handle. It drives just perfectly fine, and with that 8-speed automatic at low speed, you don't have that type of a surging you get sometimes with a dual clutch transmission. It drives like a regular transmission, and the shifts are very, very quick. Now this has the magnetic ride control, and I'm a big fan of it, even on their bigger SUVs like the Yukon or the Escalade that you can get them on. It really samples, well, first of all, this one's a revised version, it's a newer version, it's faster, so it samples a road like 1,000 times per second, and it adjusts the suspension to match your driving needs. And these are pretty bumpy roads here in the backcountry of Wisconsin. There's a lot of like expansion joints and things like that, as you can hear. But the best thing is that it sucks all those bumps up, but you still feel what the car is doing, and that's the best thing that I like about the magnetic ride control. Like I mentioned, the interior creature comforts are bar none. They are right up to par with any other luxury brand, and it's what you would expect from a Cadillac. But you also add on the tech features for the safety aids, like lane departure, you have automatic parking, things like that. So I can't emphasize this anymore. This CTS V drives just like a regular everyday car. You could drive this to the grocery store. You know, you could put snow tires on it. You could drive this in the winter time. You can carry passengers. This is an all-around car. And yes, it has 640 horsepower, but you don't have to always use it. But when you do want it, it is nice.
What is most impressive on this car is the way it is two cars in one. It's a refined mid-sized luxury sedan that you would expect from Cadillac, yet it is this truly track-capable sports car direct from the factory. No modifications required whatsoever. And it delivers on all of that performance. And how it differs from the previous generation is in every metric you can imagine, whether it's 0 to 60, 0 to 100, stopping distance, maximum lateral acceleration, fuel economy, refinement, top speed. Every metric is improved from the former generation CTS to this one.
Okay, we are on the track of Road America, one of the world famous racetracks. Now, let me just preface this first and let you know that I am not a race car driver by any means, and I really don't know this track very well, so I'm not going to go full speed, especially while recording. And so anyways, we're at the back stretch here of Road America, and this thing is fast, 650 horsepower, and we're going to be hard on the brakes. Hard, hard, hard. Now, one thing about the brakes is that if you're looking for ceramic brakes on the CTS V, well, you can keep on looking because they're not available, and there's a reason why.
We actually have found that with the two-piece construction front rotors that we have, where we have cast iron cheeks on the rotor, aluminum hat mechanically fastened, that they are fade-free, and there's no need for another $8,000 option like Mercedes or BMW has on their brake systems. And most recent ATS comparison test with a CTS little brother is the ATS outperformed both the BMW and the Mercedes on the comparison test, and there's no need for those more expensive brakes, and these are right there from the factory.
One thing I really love, just like I was telling you when we're on the road, are these seats. They are so supportive and so comfortable, and they really hold you in very well. The CTS V is equipped with a performance data recorder, the same one that you would find in a Corvette Stingray. Now, if you choose to go with the optional carbon fiber package, you actually get a bigger wing and more aerodynamic on the sides and more ground effects, basically. It increases the downforce by 250 pounds, which makes quite a bit of difference actually when you're cornering at high speed. And so, you know, the one thing that's really impressive is when you get some of these sweeping corners is how well this vehicle sticks to the road. It's like glue, and it's very forgiving. If you make a little mistake, you know what, you can recover from it. It's very predictable, and this is coming from, you know, like I said, I'm not a race car driver. This is just pure fun. I'm so happy that Cadillac has brought us here. And here's the nice high-speed sweeper. It's amazing, the grip. Now, the grip's coming also from these special Michelin tires that are made just for this vehicle. How does the CTS V stack up to the competition?
The closest competitor would be the BMW M5, followed by the Mercedes AMG E63. The car has higher top speed capability. It has a better power to weight ratio than all the competition. The power to weight ratio on this car is 6.5 pounds per horsepower, compared with 8 pounds per horsepower on the Mercedes and 7.8 on the BMW. So it's got less weight for the 640 to carry around. It has a higher maximum lateral acceleration and higher top speed than any of the others.
So how quick and fast is this Cadillac?
Capable of propelling the car from 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds, and the first Cadillac ever to hit 200 miles an hour.
Now, I've driven some other high horsepower cars like the Audi RS7, the Porsche Panamera Turbo, and even the Hellcat. Now, not all of them meet on the track, but one thing that really surprises me when you first jump into this vehicle is how light it feels. This is a mid-size sedan, but it feels really light, and a lot lighter than, let's say, the BMW M5. And up the straightaway. And hard on the brakes. Wow, these brakes are amazing. Like I said, they've actually challenged us to make them fade, and I'm telling you, I haven't been nice with them. They're amazing. What's neat is how this vehicle has transformed itself from a very, very luxurious vehicle on the road, and then on the track, it's a whole different animal. The power of this 6.2 liter supercharged V8 is very, very linear, all the way down that straightaway or in the middle of the corner. It's not really punchy, it's just solid the whole way through. And it just pulls. I know some of you watching might actually race cars or at least attend a lot of track days, but for an amateur enthusiast like myself, I can't begin to express how exhilarating it is to be able to put your foot to the floor and hurdle this V down the straightaway at 240k or 150 miles per hour. The car is just so stable and predictable, it just gives you that aura of confidence. You know, I really think Cadillac just has a home run here. This is a very, very special car. The CTS V is slated to hit the dealership floors sometime in August, going for about $91,000 Canadian, and there's a couple options. First of all, the carbon fiber package, which gives you more downforce, and you have the Recaro seats. If you're not really into heavy racing or tracking your car, I'd probably, pass on the carbon fiber package, but I definitely wouldn't pass on the Recaro seats for just over $2,000. It's a good deal, it's a good option, and they're really comfortable, not just for performance driving, but on the regular street as well. So you're thinking $91,000, that's a lot of money. Well, not really. This is a lot of car. This car is really actually a good value. It's all the cars in one. You got to think of this. It's a sports car, it's a family car, it's a business car. Pretty well the only thing it can't do is tow a boat.